of the point of order was threefold, being whether the House can amend the BPS, 2, whether the House can amend the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on BPS, and 3, whether the amendments proposed are subject to Article 114 of the Constitution. Honorable members, these are fairly straightforward matters, which I have guided before. On whether BPS can be amended, the answer is, as I have stated above, lies on Section 25(7) of the PFM Act 2012, which contemplates an approval of the BPS with or without amendments. As to whether the House can amend the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee, I wish to note that the motion for adoption of the report is a motion like any other and may be amended in the usual manner and provided for in the standing orders. Lastly, as to whether the amendments relating to BPS are subject to Article 114 of the Constitution, the answer is in the affirmative. Whenever amendments relate to matters provided under Article 114 of the Constitution. In conclusion, therefore, the motion will now proceed as I have directed, noting that the determination herein, the House is accordingly guided, and I thank you. Okay, then we can now proceed.
First of all,
can we amend? Yes, what is it, Honorable Shungwa?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that very well-reasoned guidance to the House. Honorable Speaker, it is good that you have allowed a number of the amendments, but I wanted to register my reservation, Honorable Speaker, even without questioning your wisdom and your judgment, in declining some of the amendments, like the one that seeks to establish the Hustlers Fund, which was going to help many business people in this country to be able to access funds. And I'm well guided, Honorable Speaker, that we can canvass this as the estimates are tabled, Honorable Speaker. And you have also guided on the issue of amendments to the BPS. Honorable Speaker, I also did raise the issue which I have not had you address as to how we prosecute the amendments if they will be subject to Article 114, as you said, as you read out, Honorable Speaker. I had sought guidance. Yes, I had sought guidance, Honorable Speaker, that if there is any proposal that is subject to either Article 114 or Standing Order 114, the Speaker to give guidance as to whether we need, as members of Parliament, to appear before the Budget and Appropriations Committee to be able to canvass all those amendments, Honorable Speaker. And following your guidance now that there are some that we may need, like that one that sought to establish a fund for MSMEs, if we were to prosecute the same even during the annual estimates, Honorable Speaker, you realize they could also befall the same guillotine, Honorable Speaker, if they will be subject to Article 114, and of course they will be, because they will be seeking to reallocate funds. I think the leader of majority and the panel are interrupting you. Let me give you time. The leader of the minority in the majority. In future, Honorable Speaker, and I have said I am okay for the time being, because the Hustlers Fund, we will pursue it to its logical conclusion, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
And I must thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing us to debate on the merits and demerits of increasing money to our county governments. Okay. And I'm sure those who want to be governors in this House will be there to support, and those who are supporting BBI, Honorable Speaker, will also be there to support, and also support more money going to our judiciary, Honorable Speaker, and establishment of the Judiciary Fund, Honorable Speaker. And I thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the guidance, and I beg that you do offer guidance on the other issue.
Well, now that you are comfortable in the meantime, generally, I think some of these things, and you know we are at the tail end, of this particular parliament, we could also approach it, and you could approach it through the amendments to specific standing orders that will govern the next session of Parliament. I mean, the next Parliament that is coming after this one. So those kind of, and I can tell you that currently the Committee on Procedure and House Rules is meeting frequently to try and tidy up our standing orders to make it a bit more usable in the coming parliaments. But I see also the chair budget wants to say something. And what is it, Honorable Chair?
Honorable Speaker, we can't hear you. We can't what you're saying.
Now, I don't know if it is better there. So, honorable members, what I've just said, honorable members, is that since the Honorable Ishungwa seems to be fairly comfortable and happy, we can now leave the rest to the tidying up of our standing orders for future purposes, which is currently live in the Committee of Procedure and House Rules. If you want to propose any modification of the standing orders, feel free to do that now. That will help the future parliaments. But as it is now, we will proceed in the manner that I've communicated. Everything else, Honorable, we now will proceed to the main matter. What is it, Honorable Bayer? I hope it's not the same thing. Please.
Just to say a few things. I want to thank you really that one of my items has gone through, and that is coming to the floor of the House. But I also want to note that two of the very important items that I proposed have fallen off the wayside. But I also want to move the chair or the speaker that the same may not befall my proposals when it comes to the budget appropriations at the appropriations level, so that we may be able to get the land question and the cash nets question handled very well without it having to be dropped when it comes to that level. So I thank you, Speaker, and I stand guided.
But you know, when you will be appearing before the Budget Committee, it will be nothing to do with the speakership. It will be between yourself and that particular committee when you'll be canvassing those. Once it comes to the House, we will be happy to transact it as brought to the House. And what is it, the Honorable Junet? You know, Honorable Junet, just like your colleague father from you, you have not been very visible in the House, but I'm happy that when you came, you are hitting the ground running. Proceed, Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, not that I am trying to oppose or to comment negatively on your communication, but Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of record, and with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, now that the budget policy statement was handled by the Committee of the Budget, Mr. Speaker, I thought all those amendments should have been referred to the committee, Mr. Speaker, so the committee can look at it and bring a report to the House, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, the statement should have been handled by the floor of the House directly without going to the committee. Mr. Speaker, since the statement went to the committee, the amendments being proposed by the Honorable Ishungwa and other members should have also been referred to the committee. That has been the tradition. That has been, even when Ishungwa was the chairman. When Ishungwa was the chairman himself, Mr. Speaker, that's what has happened. Why is this year I'm seeing some change, a abrupt change, Mr. Speaker, from the norms? This is a house of traditions and procedures, Mr. Speaker, and precedents.
I think if you notice, the Honorable Junet, anything that tied on Article 114 has been actually refused. So therefore it will not proceed because it is governed by that particular. It has to either be referred to the
report stand and purport to have a report which has not.
Now, the report is there. The report is there. Clearly the report is there. So we'll simply proceed, really. You see, what is it that the honorable member for Suba South or Suba North, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, my main concern is that there are many of us who have been pressing the intervention button for a long time, and your eyes seem to be only catching the attention of only the UDA members in the House. And at one point, Mr. Speaker, I was getting concerned that this is appearing more as a UDA rally, and we are not going to allow it. This is a House This is a parliamentary house. It is not a UDA rally. We will not allow it, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, having said that, I want to confirm as a member of the Budget Committee that we have sat.
Honorable, I am not so sure if you are now a member of UDA. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Take your seat. Yeah, so we will move on. Those members who want to get petty political mileage out of the House should be ashamed of themselves. Let's proceed. You don't just wake up and state things that you cannot be able to confirm. You are not a UDA member yourself. So let's proceed. Let's proceed, the Honorable Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm the chair budget.
Sorry.
but for the comfort of my predecessor here, if he's not, it doesn't matter. You know the problem of the former is the school that he attended. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we have a response in his case. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the budget policy statement for the financial year 2022-2023 laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 25(7) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Standing Order 232, 9 and 10, and A, approves the budget policy statement BPS for the financial year 2020-2023. B, makes the following financial resolutions with respect to the BPS. 1, approves the capping of the fiscal deficit at Kenya shilling 400 billion or 3.0% of GDP, whichever is lower. 2, approves the national government budget ceiling for the financial year 2022-2023 at Kenya shilling 1,629 billion and 11, of which the executive one is 1,559 billion 911, of which the Auditor General is 6 billion 378 billion, Parliament at 50 billion 220 billion, Judiciary at Kenya shilling 18 billion 885 million. And 3, resolves that the budget ceilings of the ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, be rationalized to be within the deficit as approved herein, and further that necessary measures be put in place to collect additional revenue. 4, approves the county government equitable share at Kenya shilling 370 billion. 5, approves the equalization fund at Kenya shilling 7.068 billion. 6, approves the conditional grant at Kenya shilling 37 billion to be distributed in accordance with Annex 4 of the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. C, makes a policy resolution contained in the other significant challenges, notably the ongoing drought crisis, as well as heightened election activities. This may have a bearing in private investment decisions. In this regard, the BPS outlines the foundations of the third economic stimulus program, ESP, and the Big Four agenda as the key focal points of intervention. Honorable Speaker, the committee held productive deliberations with the departmental committees and received their recommendations. Discussions were also held with the Office of the Auditor General and the Parliamentary Service Commission on their broad policy priorities, as well as budget ceilings, as those fall under the purview of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Honorable Speaker, additionally, in line with Article 210A of the Constitution on public participation, the committee invited the public to give their views on the 2022 BPS. This was carried out through a virtual platform where memorandums were submitted. Further, the committee held a consultative forum with the National Treasury before the report was finalized. The recommendations arising from all these deliberations, including the public hearings, have been incorporated in this report. Honorable Speaker, while the committee was processing the 2022 budget policy statement, it made a number of observations which are well captured in the report, but allow me to mention but a few. The committee observed that although a raft of measures have been proposed in line with this theme, there are some gaps. Firstly, some interventions in the ESP are not clearly articulated or targeted, which makes it difficult to monitor them. For instance, interventions towards the coffee subsector and the sugar belt do not have critical information on specific KPIs, which is responsible, and the specific locations where these interventions will be undertaken. Secondly, some of the proposed interventions, Honorable Speaker, such as the livestock offtake program, school infrastructure expansion, and Kazi Mutaani, are not completely new interventions, but a critical review of their impact has not been provided. Thirdly, the BPS has remained silent over the growing level of cause of poverty that has exhibited by the pandemic and how it intends to tackle them. Honorable Speaker, the committee further observed that the BPS has also been prepared at a time when the country is about to breach the legally binding debt ceiling of Kenya shilling 9 trillion. The committee is concerned that given the accelerated pressure for government spending towards election-related outlays, social service delivery, and realization or completion of key flagship projects, the ceiling could soon be breached. Honorable Speaker, furthermore, elevated level of election fever could have also a negative bearing on overall economic performance as investors and economic agents adopt a wait-and-see approach. Honorable Speaker, the committee also noted that this is a transitional BPS, which holds great significance. Not only is it the last by the current administration, but it also marks the end of the medium-term plan, that is the MTP3, as well as the sunset period for the Big Four agenda. It is therefore expected that in addition to providing the strategic policy direction to guide the government in preparation of the 2022-2023 budget, the BPS would also provide a comprehensive coverage of key milestones attained, targets missed, and the proposal therein to ensure that the delayed or missed target are on track even as another administration comes to office. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that although some achievements have been indicated in the BPS, a critical analysis of the performance of key projects is also lacking. It is in the opinion of the committee that the 2022 BPS should have critical review, not only the achievement during the lifetime of the administration, but also the gaps, including a plan on how to ensure by my honorable colleagues here, and maybe at the appropriate time, Honorable Speaker, I will be able to give a response on the same. With those remarks, I want to request Honorable Mark Nyamita to second.
Very well. Can we have the Honorable Nyamita to second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Chair, for the elaborate speech on the budget policy statement. Honorable Speaker, as I rise to support, allow me to first of all thank my colleagues in the Budget and Appropriations Committee for taking their time, and sometimes we went late into the night, despite that we are in this season of politics and people in the constituency. The attendance was quite okay. We deliberated, we interrogated the departmental committees, all of them. We did have a session with Treasury, we had a session with the Office of the Auditor General, and of course we had a session also with the Parliamentary Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, I just want to urge my colleagues that even as we discuss this thing, we become very objective. For one reason, this is going to be a transition BPS, and that we are aware that inevitably beyond August, we're going to have a new government. And that new government might come with a different manifesto that probably is not in line with this. And we try to make it as broad as possible so that whichever side of the divide wins, they're able to fit within it. One of the critical things, Honorable Speaker, that we then did realize are certain flagship projects within this government. Before we've asked them as a part of the policy recommendation, for example, the DLP program, we have asked them that a total evaluation, the government needs to speak with each other. We realize that the Minister of Education, Minister of ICT and Energy were not speaking from the same wavelength. That Minister of ICT, for example, would request that we buy additional tablets. Minister of Education doesn't have enough trainers, and some schools have a big chunk of them have the faulty transformers. So, and both of them have allocated resources that don't speak to each other. So we've also asked them to present a report to the House so that before we go into the actual estimates, the different departments can be able to speak to each other. I want to say that from the reports that we got from the departmental committees, Honorable Speaker, there was clearly intense public participation, and it spoke to virtually all the elements as been alluded to by my chair. We also did recommend to Treasury that in future BPSs, they need to restrict themselves so that the figures are restricted within the budget ceiling. But we do hope that when they bring the actual estimates, they will abide by that. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to second. Thank you.
Honourable members, I propose the question, which is that the report on the budget policy statement for the year financial 2022-2023 be as set out in the order paper. And I'm sure members, you have the order paper. Yes, honourable members, we have proposed amendments to the reports on the budget policy statement, and I do order that we move to the proposed amendments, and we will start with the amendment by the Leader of Majority.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to move. And I would like, because this has not been circulated, I would like to ask members to pay attention. But the papers are being circulated in the meantime. I beg to move that the motion be amended by A, deletion of...
Let's go out of order. Honorable members, let me give a direction on this. There are members who are raising up on a point of order, but members, let us have the proposed amendment be moved first, then seconded, and then we propose it. Then we can get the point of order. Yes. Order, members. Order, members. Honorable Leader of Majority. The members who are abstaining, please. The members who are abstaining. Order. You will raise your point of order. Honorable Kimunya. No, Honorable Ichungwa, you are raising a point of order, but I'm making this ruling that let Honorable Kimunya finish moving his proposed amendment. Then yes, call him the speaker. The speaker. The speaker never heard that he was being called as. Let me find out whether he's on record. Other the speaker did not hear. Clerk, find out whether. Yes, find out whether he's on record. We cannot assume you're shouting. The speaker will not hear you are shouting. Order. Members, we must follow the procedure of the House. If you keep on shouting, the speaker may not even hear your statement. And for you, of course, I also hear from where I sit the assumption that I've heard that someone has called the other
here, and as Honorable Kimunya was moving his amendment, and he had not finished, there was interruption from Honorable Ishungwa, and he asked Honorable Ishungwa to let him finish. And we had, all of us, Honorable Ishungwa shouting stupid, calling a honorable member stupid, right in a session that you are presiding over. And this house is a house of decorum. Honorable Speaker, the only thing you can do to maintain the dignity of this house, Honorable Speaker, is to ask him to withdraw and apologize.
Orders. The member for Limuru, you said you had all of you. That was a... That is a member for Limuru who sat next to the Honorable Kimunya. Then now I want to have... I want to give it to the Honorable Ichungwa. The Honorable Ichungwa was...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Who was on a point...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If you can ask the Honorable TJ, just relax. Honorable Sankok is back and he should be able...
Honorable Ichungwa, please. Honorable Ichungwa, please resume your seat as I get the feedback from the Sanjara terms.
We can't allow him here. He can't be here with a gun.
Sergeant Adams, please can you clarify that Honorable Sangok does not have a gun in the house? Sergeant at arms, please, can you clarify? Sergeant at arms, please, for us to have a... Sergeant at arms, can you make sure that we get the information? Very well, as the sergeant at arms. Confirm whether he has a gun for me.
As for now.
Very well, members have confirmed from the sergeant at arms, officer sergeant at arms, that they never found the Honorable Sangok having had a gun in the house. Members, you are safe. Sergeant at arms, they have confirmed from outside and within the presence that he did not have a gun. Very well, with that confirmation from within and outside the chamber.
You will allow me, you have accused me. I am on the dock, you will allow me to table my defense.
Members,
and I shall be heard. The moment the Honorable Kimunya told me to shut up and don't be stupid, Honorable Speaker, I told him I have not asked you to stand. I have sought permission from the Speaker, not you. And you cannot tell me I am stupid. I am not your son. That is what I told him. And I want to repeat it on record, Mr. Speaker. I am neither Kimunya's son, neither am I subservient.
Order. Honorable Ichungwa. Honorable Ichungwa. Honorable Ichungwa, did you call him Honorable Ichungwa? Honorable Ichungwa. Honorable Ichungwa, let me hear from Honorable before I get back to you. And my first thing that you must know that you never caught my eye. In fact, you shouted, before I give another member, in fact, you shouted a point of order, and the matter of procedure, we were to allow the Honorable Kimunya move his proposed amendment, be seconded, and then now we can hear your point of order. So at that point, the Honorable Ichungwa, I want to hear from one more member, because that you, Honorable Emilio Odhiambo. No, then Honorable Leader of Minority, you are on a point of order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to say that the dignity of the House. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, allow me to say that the dignity of this House is very important for democracy in this country. And Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, if Honorable Ishungwa, indeed it is true that what he's saying, he heard the leader of majority say, the best thing to do was to raise it as a point of order. But you cannot exchange, even the words that he's saying, he uttered to the majority leader are unacceptable. The House has its rules, the standing orders, and if you have not been heard, then it has not been heard. If you have been heard like we heard the MP for Kikuyu, then we raise it like Honorable Mwade has done it, and so the Honorable Member for Kikuyu should do the right thing of apologizing, withdrawing, apologizing, then we proceed.
Very well.
But Madam Speaker, if you don't do that, then the dignity of this House will be compromised. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Let me get one more that members who had. The Honorable Kajwang.
Madam Speaker, as I see it, this is a House of record. Everything that is said on record is on record. But it's a very serious thing for that type of language and the type of explicit that we have had today. The easiest thing, Madam Speaker, in my mind, is to consult the Hansard and find who said this and who said to who. Once we have done that, Madam Speaker, this time we want to name someone. We want to go through the whole procedure of naming someone, whether he is the member for Kikuyu, or whether he is majority leader, or whoever he is, must face the full wrath of this House so that we can maintain the dignity of this House. We don't want jokes. Madam Speaker.
Very well.
Consult the Hansard.
Very well. As we make a direction, can I have the member for... It's important for me to hear, and please let us not make it as a political. Let me have the member, Honorable Duale. Then...
Madam Speaker, I am a member for Garissa, and Madam Speaker, I think we, as the August House,
must withdraw from the House. He must go. Ishungwa must go. Ishungwa must go. And Ishungwa must go. 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 Ishungwa must go.
Honorable members, now Honorable Ichungwa. Honorable Ichungwa, I direct that you withdraw your unparliamentary or Honorable Ichungwa 107.
Madam Speaker, I was consulting with the leader of majority, so I didn't hear what you are directing. I was seeking to hear what you are saying.
Having been informed by members, and especially the member for Limuru, Honorable Ichungwa, for your unparliamentary language, which I also heard from where I am. Please, can you just withdraw?
Honorable Speaker, you know I'm a man who adheres to procedures and directives. And Honorable Speaker, you know I have listened to what TJ has said and what the leader of minority, who happens to be the leader of the majority within the minority, has said. Honorable Speaker, why I was consulting with the Honorable Kimunya?
Yes.
If you allow me.
All the members,
protect me from the likes of Rosa Buyu who is shouting.
All the members, Honorable, please withdraw and apologize.
Honorable Speaker.
Then we can be able
Honorable
to
Speaker.
Yes.
It's good. I am ready, Honorable Speaker, to adhere to what you're asking. But I need clarity on certain things, Honorable Speaker. Yeah? One, my mic, you had not given me the microphone. Therefore, nothing that was said from where I sit that is unanswered and on record. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, even as you seek me to withdraw what was uttered from this place around here,
Order, Honorable.
Because I did not have the microphone. The Honorable Kimunya had the microphone. We can confirm from the answered, Honorable Chair. We can confirm from the answered who said what. Because, Honorable Speaker, we cannot.
Honorable Ichungwa. I heard you, myself.
Oh, you had?
Yes. Honorable Ichungwa, you were even shouting points of order. And I was giving you the direction that we finish. Since there was not anything out of order, it's only Honorable Kimunya who was moving his proposed amendment. Then, as a matter of procedure, you could not have risen on a point of order on his proposed amendment. So, Honorable Ichungwa, for us to be able to move, because I had to please withdraw, just do the necessary, withdraw and apologize, and we move on, because you also have an appointment, yes.
Honorable Speaker, why I was seeking your guidance, Honorable Speaker, because this
Honorable Ichungwa, you are wasting more time.
Honorable Speaker,
on standing order number 107B.
Honorable Speaker.
Order, members. Order. Honorable Ichungwa, you also have your proposed amendment.
The shouting, I can't even hear what you are saying, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Sankok. In fact, I'm going to rule you out of order. Do the
the shouting is too much. What have been said, that is not unanswered, Honorable Speaker, but for the sake of proceeding.
Order members, Honorable Ichungwa, you are on record withdrawing and apologizing to Honorable Kimunya. So with that, otherwise I can see you are aware of the standing orders. So honorable members, let us have honorable member, that's the leader of majority, finish moving his amendment. Honorable Jeanette, Honorable Jeanette.
Madam Speaker, wait. Madam Speaker, Ichungwa, listen, madam. Madam Speaker, the way, Madam Speaker, the procedure of apologizing and withdrawing is very well stipulated in standing orders, Madam Speaker. When a member is on the wrong side, he just needs to stand up and say, I withdraw and apologize. But not issue a statement like what Honorable Kimunya, what Honorable Ichungwa has done. Ichungwa has issued a statement here, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
This man must withdraw from the chamber, Madam Speaker.
You also, now Honorable Jeanette, you also talking. Honorable members, it is on record that the Honorable Ichungwa has withdrawn and apologized to Honorable Kimunya. Otherwise, if he never did so, we would have followed our own standing orders and did the necessary. So, honorable members, give time and let us have the Honorable Kimunya finish moving his proposed amendments. And members, it must be heard. Let us listen to the proposed amendment being moved.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Kimunya.
Honorable Speaker, I do hope members will remember what I moved, because that interruption was meant to do exactly what it has done, to sort of kind of throw things off and
let's move, Honorable Kimunya, just move your Honorable Kimunya.
Honorable Speaker, the reason for this amendment is, as members will be aware, the Budget Committee had looked at the debt ceiling and the projections and had recommended that the BPS should be reduced in terms of figures so that the BPS does not, the figures in a BPS do not exceed the debt ceiling. Honorable Speaker, we are dealing here with the broader policy statement, not the financial estimates. And those two have a totally different treatment when it comes to impact on the debt ceiling. The issue, Honorable Speaker, may be protected from some loud consultations.
Members, please.
We are dealing with a very serious matter. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, the issue here is that this is a transitional budget, which is different from the normal budgets. There will be a new administration coming in after the next elections, and at that point, that new government will need to have the leeway to adjust their budget to accord with their priorities. And hence, if we were to limit the incoming administration through curtailing on the BPS, it means we have not only we will have reduced the legroom available for them to even implement their budget by 400 billion. So this issue here of the BPS and its impact, I think there are people who have been going around and saying, if we approve
government level, as to the actuals of financing and the details of borrowings and the details of revenue collections and projections, that will be dealt with at the level when we are dealing with budget estimates. So you cannot say at this point, because you have an intention of spending so much, that you are already violating the law. No, far from it. The violation will only come when Parliament approves expenditure in excess of what can be financed. Then that becomes a violation. So I think, Madam Speaker, we are splitting hairs about nothing. Actually, what I see is grandstanding. I see people trying to play politics with saying that now we cannot go beyond 9 trillion. The truth is, we are on budget policy. This is a budget policy level. We are not at the level where we are dealing with the actual figures and amounts, where now we would be saying we have approved.
Order members.
And by the way, Madam Speaker, out of experience,
in law tones, order members. Very well.
Because I know some members will come here and start playing politics with this thing. I want to just speak to the people of Kenya that we are at the budget policy stage. And by the way, you cannot just come and say we are cutting the budget with 400 billion. You must clearly spell out which budget lines, which programs are you reducing. The entire development budget in our estimates is about 370 billion, Madam Speaker. So if you are saying you are reducing budget by 400 billion, which lines are you going to cut? So let us not play populist politics. Let us accept that this is budget policy statement. When we come to budget estimates, Madam Speaker, now we will deal with the actual figures and numbers. And Madam Speaker, my last comment. I don't know why Kenyans have put so much premium on budget ceiling. Budget ceiling is nothing. Parliament should be looking at how much we are borrowing every year. Budget ceiling is an indication. You can even put it at 50 trillion. You don't have to hit the 50 trillion. You can only hit 50 trillion if you have decided as a house to borrow so much if you think you have the ability to pay. What has been hitting us and what has failed this country is where we borrow money and we don't use that money for productive purposes. That is where the problem is. Let us not play politics with budget ceiling. Budget ceiling, everybody is talking about budget ceiling, even those who have never known what budget ceiling means. I see people talk about budget ceiling. You have increased budget ceiling. What is the problem with budget ceiling? If you ask me, I would even put it as 15 billion, trillion or 20 trillion. then deal with actual figures every financial year so that we don't overborrow. Madam Speaker, that is my comment. I want to second and urge that members, we approve this very quickly. We want to move fast and finish with budget policy statement. We go to other more important assignments for this nation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. All the members, I propose the question, which is that the motion on the budget policy statement for the financial year 2022-2023 be amended as proposed by the Leader of Majority, the Honorable Kimunya. Let me, honourable members, for those who want to be on intervention, please can you remove your cards on intervention, because I'm not able to tell who is on intervention. Let me have the, first of all, let me have the chairperson budget. The chairman budget
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the matter came before my committee, the Budget and Appropriations Committee, and under Article 114 of the Constitution, the matter was considered, Honourable Speaker, and I want to confirm to this committee, to this House, Honourable Speaker, we conversed about the issue, we interacted with Treasury, and we passed the amendments from the Leader of Majority. That is the confirmation that I'm giving, Honourable Speaker.
Then there is a, there is an, honourable members, can you remove your, I can see Honourable Duale not shouting, speaking from where? Members, please remove your cards from intervention.
Import, it could be that the import of this particular amendment, Speaker, if you listen to me, and Honourable Speaker, I want to beg that you lend me your ear, listen to me, and make a determination, Honourable Speaker. I am not directing you what to do.
Honourable Chief, what I'm saying is that we'll still come to your amendment. I'll give time for your amendment. Please prosecute.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Speaker, I am serving my second term, the tail end of my second term. I have been chair of a budget committee. I know the import of this particular amendment, Honourable Speaker, and that's what I sought, so that you guide the House. Because the import of this particular amendment is that then what you're promising me will be possible to do will not be possible, because I was amending the figures as they are in the report of the committee. Honourable Speaker, if then I cannot amend,
Honourable Ichung'wah, just carry on.
Honourable Speaker, I was telling you, if for instance, Honourable Kimunya's amendment were to pass, it substantially changes what was in the committee's report. And therefore, any amendment that be anchored on the committee's report, Honourable Speaker, then naturally dies. And therefore, Honourable Speaker, the guidance I sought,
Okay.
Let me finish, because I have not come to what I wanted to make a determination on, Speaker.
I'll do it very fast.
The guidance I sought.
Come to you, yes.
One, Honourable Speaker. And I think it's only fair, Honourable Speaker, that you allow me time, because I am speaking representing the people of Kikuyu and the people of Kenya. And budget matters for me are very dear. Honourable Speaker, the two issues I want you to determine are as follows. One, if the Honourable Kimunya's amendment were to pass, where does the amendment that I have proposed and that the Honourable Duale has proposed on that particular seat? Two, Honourable Speaker. Two, and more importantly, Honourable Speaker, now on a procedural matter, Honourable Speaker, if you are to propose amendments, especially on money bill matters, it is procedural that they go through the Budget and Appropriations Committee. The chair has confirmed that that matter has gone through. We have no report from the Budget Committee. Two, Honourable Speaker, if you can protect me from the shouting by the Leader of Majority. He's at it again, then he will force me to apologize, Honourable Speaker. Is this fair? The leader of majority is shouting at me.
Order members, order please. Let us make progress. Order members, please, Honorable Ichung'wah, you have 1 or 2 minutes.
In 1 minute, that's all.
Yes, please, in
Speaker,
1 minute.
that is why I was seeking your protection.
Yes,
because if I'm trying to get to you,
yes,
the leader of majority is shouting at me, and someone else is interrupting
please,
you there.
Can you
Honorable Speaker, let me say this.
Yes.
If the second thing was on a procedural issue, ideally, Honorable Speaker, every member of this House is given a fair and equal opportunity to propose amendments to any report or any bill that is before this House. If then this amendment is there, Honorable Speaker, and members have not been given the opportunity to propose amendments on the basis of the new figures, then, Honorable Speaker, then in my considered view, Honorable Speaker, what we are doing is unprocedural, it is wrong, and Honorable Speaker, it is only fair that if such an amendment that is so substantive in nature is to be passed, then members must be allowed the opportunity to also propose new amendments based on this.
Your minute is over, please. I want to make a move for that.
I beg your guidance.
Very well. Very well. Thank you. Very well. I am very fair. All members know nothing is out of. I'm very fair. I am very fair, Honorable Ichung'wah. Honorable Ichung'wah, you raised the issue of the committee. I can confirm that even before the Speaker made his ruling, which we were in the House, approving amendments and disapproving other parts of the amendment, including yours.
I want you to critically, and you will be remembered, critically look at amendment section B. Section B wants to amend and approve a debt ceiling outside the law, outside the PFM Act. Madam Speaker, and I want to go on record that this is unacceptable and you need to stop it until you give a communication, you or the Speaker, substantive Speaker. I have not, finally, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable,
Madam Speaker, finally, I want to speak to my colleague, the Honorable Minority Leader. I want to speak to him.
No, you cannot address him.
Okay, I want to address you.
You cannot.
I want to address you through.
You cannot address the leader of majority.
Madam Speaker.
Make your contribution.
Madam Speaker,
and please, you have 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, as a member for Garissa Town, I am entitled and you cannot gag me. Let me go on record. You cannot gag me. What I am raising is a matter of constitutionality. You cannot gag me.
Honorable Duale is on the floor. I will still give you members, and then I think from there we'll move a bit.
Then they better listen to me. Madam Chair, I took an oath to protect the Constitution and other legal framework passed by this House. Madam Chair, this amendment, Section B, and Kenyans will remember me. And I want you to rule on it before even you put the question. Section B, consult with the budget office technical team who are sitting at next on your left or on the right. This is unconstitutional. This House should not agree. We cannot surpass the ceiling. And I say this cannot continue. And you cannot get me.
Order members. I'm sure most of the members were in this House when Speaker made the ruling. Your minutes are over. I can see. Let me. No, you were making contribution or you were on point of order. Let me have the point of order from. Just give Duale 1 minute. He says 1 minute. Just give him 1 minute. Then we come to Honorable Junet.
And Madam Speaker, if you people don't want us to raise issues that we took the Quran for,
please then, just make your point.
Then stop us at the door of the chamber. But I have come in here. I have asked you for your guidance. This House this evening wants to approve and open the debt ceiling, ask for more borrowing outside the law section, outside the law, Constitution, Article 211, and the PFM Act, Section 50, Section 2.
This is a house of debate. Let me, before Honorable Junet, let me have the Honorable Leader of Minority, then Junet, please.
Madam Speaker, what Honorable Duale has raised, Madam Speaker, how I wish my friend Duale would listen to me as well. I actually listened to him carefully, and Madam Speaker.
Honorable, I'm listening. Is your point of order? Is it a point of order because you had already contributed, Honorable Leader? It's a point of order, yes.
Madam Speaker, I'm actually rising on a point of order. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Duale should not be an alarmist. Madam Speaker, Honorable Duale has been leader of majority in this House. We have changed, amended debt ceilings in this House. We have never done it through BPS. You can never amend debt ceiling or change debt ceiling of the Republic of Kenya through budget policy statement. This is budget policy statement, and Honorable Duale, I know you are playing politics, but that is not how to do politics.
Okay, Honorable.
Please be factual.
Okay, that's okay. Let me the last one. Honorable Junet, give it, Honorable, on a point of order. You have been heard. You have been heard. Order, members.
Madam Speaker, can you protect me? Can you protect me, Madam Speaker?
You are protected. You are protected.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Leader of Minority, you are already contributing. Yes. Honorable Leader of Minority, can we listen to Honorable Junet?
Shungwa, what we are discussing is the budget policy statement. Madam Speaker, we are not discussing the estimates.
In the upcoming general elections, do you want your agenda and manifesto to reach your voters effectively? At KBC, we have the most comprehensive and credible online platform that has profiles of all prospective candidates. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants and let Kenyans know more about you, your past achievements, your manifesto, and your development agenda once you get elected to office. What's more, the website is easy to navigate. We will create your profile, post pictures and short videos with your campaign messages at affordable hosting fees. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants today and establish your brand authority as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.